What is going on, Colts Nation? He is Jamal Lawrence, and I am Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast. The Indianapolis Colts dismantled the Tennessee Titans in overtime, 31-28. Yes, I used the word dismantle for a 3-point win, but you know, it's the Tennessee Titans. They're our rivals. We took a dump on them. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We have secured the sweep. We are another game closer to the playoffs. A phenomenal win by Shane Steichen and the Colts. Jamal, I'll let you pick where to start today because it has that was a really fun game to watch. I mean, pick a card.
Yeah, it literally was a fun game to watch. And before we get deep into this, Eric, everybody who's watching, please go ahead and like, subscribe. It helps us out. It's free. Gets this video out to other Colts fans just like yourself. Yeah, help us out with that. But Eric, I'm gonna take it from the top. I know usually we rest around with offense or defense. Really, I really should be starting special teams. I really should
start with them.
But all right, we'll start with special teams. We'll start with special teams. Hey, put on a show. What, Matt Gay went 4 for 4 today, field goal game, clean, batting 1,000 right now for us. My man has been nothing but surefire all season long.
Oh yeah,
he's earning that pay. He's earning that top dollar pay. But more importantly than that, and I'm kind of mad that they took away one of those blocked punts and said it was a fumble because Tony Brown deserved to get that.
They did?
They switched it. They switched it in the fourth quarter, so only one counted. One blocked punt, and the second one they said was a fumble, which is weak. And that's what they said during the game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said it was, I think it was in the fourth quarter when they said it. I said, you gotta be kidding me, man, because my man did everything in his power to just generate that play. And they did. It's fine. It's fine. They still showed out in my eyes, and I'm sure in every other Colts fan's eyes, that right there is a block punt. Twofer right there. Grant Stewart with that scoop and score on that one. I mean, special teams are just showing out for us today. That's all you could ask for with that. I always, the past couple of years, we've been fortunate. We have Bubba. We are fortunate to have great special team play year over year over year, and it has still continued to be just as good. If not, I mean, this game to me would prove to be better, but just as good when he was here. And now that he's gone, these guys are still out there grinding like they have to. I mean, special teams, especially on these kickoffs and things like that, I feel like sometimes you can kind of get lost because we know so many of these things go for touchbacks, a lot of punts go for fair catches or whatever the case is. Nah, these dudes out here for our special teams get it every single play, every single opportunity they get. And that's what I love, that energy, enthusiasm that these guys have, because they may not get a lot of PT during the game, but when those special team plays come around, them dudes are showing out. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I would love to give the game ball to Brian Mason, our new special teams coordinator for the season. First year in the NFL, and you're scheming up great design like that. Like on the second, which I'm going to call a block punt, when Tony Brown, he came in gunning, timed it perfectly with the snap. It was reminiscent of Bill Belichick's special team scheme I've seen before. So perfectly done there, perfectly executed. And then also Nick Cross sighting again. Yeah, he had another one, block punt. Grant Stewart came in, scooped and scored. I mean, that excitement was kind of dulled down by the high ball from Gardner Minshew to Zach Moss on that pick two. That was crazy for the Titans. I've never seen that before, pick two. But yeah, Brian Mason, phenomenal job. Give the game ball to him. He's got this special teams unit in line, and it very well showed this game.
Absolutely. And the second one I want to give out to Eric is for Steichen. I mean, Shane, my man was in his bag. He was in his bag. This play calling was phenomenal. Everything he was trying to do was grade A today. He set the team up. He said we were going to throw it, and he wasn't lying. He came out the gate trying to get this thing downfield. I mean, Shane was he was cooking. I like the schemes he was running. I like how he's trying to give everybody an opportunity to get the ball. It's exactly what we needed from this Colts offense. It was just a great progressive play the entire game. And I just felt Steichen was comfortable. He was comfortable the entire time. Even when we were down, it was just never a time where I felt that we were trying to force plays in. Steady and smooth the entire time. So shout out to Steichen. I gotta say, man, that play calling today was just, I'm just excited, not only for the rest of the season, but for the future as well, because it's only going to get better. This play call and these schemes are only going to get better and better and better as we learn our players a little bit more. So if this is any indication of what's in the future, we in great hands.
2024 is going to be an incredible year. But yeah, give it up to just Shane Steichen right now. Coach of the year candidate.
Coach of the year.
Got to be up there, like a finalist. He's got to be right there. I love this RPO heavy football team. Like you said, Jamal, play design's different. Had that reverse flea flicker to Kylan Granson, executed again. Alec Pierce, he took the top off. So that let Kylan Granson sneak around on that wheel route. It was incredible. He had another 4th and 2 play call with a handoff to Kylan Granson. Kylan Granson was like his ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Was getting it. His creativity was all over Shane Steichen's bag. Look, if he takes this team to the playoffs in his first year as head coach, losing his starter quarterback, all these just mountains of injuries and suspensions, and taking this team to the playoffs with a backup quarterback. Come on, man.
Talk your talk.
That's a wrap, right?
Yeah, gotta be. Gotta be.
Yeah. So yeah, Shane Steichen, shout out to you, man. And you deserve this win just as much as everyone else on this team. Jamal, where are we going to next?
Hey, let's go ahead and give it up for the defense, man. Talk about the defense. The defense today, they were looking good out there. We had some ups and downs, but I think overall the defense did what they had to do in a time of need. Some quiet people today, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and break it down for us first, and I'll feed off you.
We gotta I felt like the Titans game plan coming into this game was, we're gonna feed the ball to Derrick Henry. He's gonna run all over us, and we're going to run some play action with that. That's all they did. I know that's been the Titans game plan all along, all season. That's what they did with Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill is really good in play action. Why? Because Derrick Henry just set him up for success. So that's what I saw a lot of today. Derrick Henry had a 100-yard game. Even Tajay Spears was eating us up when Derrick Henry went down. It was very run focused. When it was halftime, I said we got to stop Derrick Henry, and we did to a point. We did hinder him a little bit, but yeah, I would say the defense, they did enough. They did enough. A lot of people did hold it down. I just felt like they were getting a lot of explosive plays. I mean, that's why they were moving the ball downfield. But I felt like we kept DeAndre Hopkins in check. Shout out to Darrell Baker and Jalen Jones. I think
Absolutely.
Baker had a pretty good game today. I mean, I think he had 2 or 3 pass deflections. But talk about our pass rush. I mean, that has been A1 all along. My boys Samson and Bukum and Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye heard what you were talking about, Jamal. He said he ain't like that.
I'm glad he heard it.
Hey, they were. I think they got double-digit QB hits today. That's how much Will Levis was getting pressured, and it was from like a 4-man, 3-man rush too. So we were getting to the quarterback a lot. I felt like almost every drive we were at least getting to him once or twice. So Abukum and Kwity Paye, shout out to them. EJ Speed, he was flying through and making some incredible tackles. A lot of stuffs because he got 3 tackles for losses. I thought he was great. Pass rush just effective to me today. Kenny Moore made some exceptional tackling today as well. But we live by the zone covers. We also die by it sometimes too.
Absolutely.
Which is fine to an extent. But Zaire Franklin had a pretty quiet day. His first quiet day of the season, I want to say. Wasn't shooting out like a cannon like he does every single game, but that's fine. But yes, this team, this defense got 6 sacks. I know the Titans' offensive line, it's been a revolving door as far as injuries and stuff like that, but I don't care. 6 sacks is 6 sacks. So defense, I thought, played well. I know we gave up 28 points, but it was kind of a weird game. It was crazy at times and stuff like that. But defense, shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Yeah. And man, I think what I'm starting to realize too is as we're getting spoiled by these sacks, our defensive line is tearing it up. I mean, 6 sacks today. We've been getting, 3 to 6 every week over week. It's nuts. And when I say we're getting spoiled, I don't mean that as like we're getting too comfortable with it. I mean, we're just in a great position right now where these dudes are coming off the edge, like you mentioned, Eric, from play one. And they're doing what they have to do without us having to do all out blitz. When we think about Samson, literally, every single week we say we got to give a shout out to Samson. We got to give a shout out to Samson. This dude has been lights out for us, and I'm glad Quiddy had a 6 tackle game. 2 sacks game. That's what we need from him. We need all these people to be playing like that at a level. And like you mentioned, even with us giving up those 28 points to them, Derrick Henry, I think he had 89 rushing yards in the first half. He ended with 102, of course, before he went out with that concussion or suspected concussion, whatever.
Right.
Point is that was kind of late in the second half when that happened. So we held him once they kind of got a grasp. Yeah, they made adjustments. Now Spears, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't realize Spears was that fast. He was shifty and quick.
Tajay Spears, I mean, at one point in the season, Titans were kind of giving them like 50-50 work. Like they were kind of easing Derrick Henry down. Like Tajay Spears, I think he's a guy out of Tulane. He's been he's been good for them.
They need moving forward, they need to continue that because that could be a deadly little combo for them back there. But like you said, defense, man, they gave up 28 points. It sucks to see that. However, I think that they really made some decent adjustments in the second half to kind of combat what was going on and give the offense an opportunity to step up and really show up. So shout out to the D.
This defense is averaging over 3 sacks per game, guys. It's living up. It's living up to the hype. So let's talk about the offense, Jamal. I mean, come on, Gardner Minshew.
Hey, listen, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say about Minshew. For everybody who always say, "Oh, y'all coming in negative," here's what I'm gonna tell y'all. We all saw today what happened when Minshew sets his feet. When Minshew sets his feet and calms down in the pocket, what do we see? Pierce 2 bombs, MPJ catching passes, all because he settled, calm, and collected in the pocket. When we get happy feet Minshew, we get those batted down passes, we get potential interceptions, we get the fumble that we saw. But when he is confident and calm in the pocket, we get that smooth transition from him. And that's what happened today from the jump. He had a chance to hit Pierce, and I know you're gonna talk about your boy Pierce. I know you rock all him, so I'm not gonna steal any of that thunder. All I want to say is that when Minshew sets his feet in the pocket, he can make something happen. That's all I got.
Gardner Minshew, 26 for 42. That's about a 62% completion rate for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions because they don't count that pick too. Took a few sacks there and there. He lost 1 fumble out of 2. He fumbled it twice. So that was his, 1 bad turnover for the game. If anybody remembered that, I believe what happened. It was like a 3rd down or something, right in the red zone, right in the end zone, I think. 3rd and goal, chance to tie before halftime.
Yep.
Started dancing in the pocket, like you said, took a big hit, lost a fumble. One of the worst things you can do there because we could have either taken the points or had a chance on 4th and goal. We didn't even get that chance. Unfortunately, I mean, Minshew gets one of those a game, at least 1 turnover.
For sure.
But, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Threw for big chunk yards. I'm not gonna look. Gardner Minshew, he made some incredible plays. Now he made some wild plays, but overtime when the game was on the line,
100%
trusted his guy for a second time, and that guy of the game, y'all know who I'm about. Y'all gonna put some respect on Alec Pierce. Look,
there we go.
This is like a perfect. We're depicting a perfect game from Alec Pierce here. He's not a high volume target guy. He's not. That's Michael Pittman, who had 11 catches for 105 yards, a touchdown, 16 targets, 16 out of 41 possible targets. Look, Alec Pierce had 6 targets today. He only had 3 catches for 100 yards. Why? Because they were 2 of them. 2 of them were bombs, vertical threat. Go down the field. I mean, Alec Pierce probably runs the most go routes of any receiver in the NFL. I mean, that is his forte. And we saw it very early in the game. Deep shot to Alec Pierce. What a throw by Gardner Minshew as well. Set his feet, like you said, clean touchdown pass. That's how you get the Cincinnati product more involved. I mean, I know they've been wanting to, but they finally trusted it. I think Alec Pierce is that definition of the vertical game. Give him a chance in the air. It was phenomenal. And then in OT, I mean, I about jumped out my fucking socks. I mean, it was just, it's great to see those type of plays, especially from Minshew.
Absolutely.
So great day from Pierce. Again, everybody, y'all got to put some respect. I've seen it in the comments. Y'all got to put some respect on Alec Pierce's name for the week. A whole 7 days. Can't come before that. Michael Pittman, like we said, great day today. Michael Pittman, you're going to have to put some respect on Michael Pittman too, Jamal, because this man is so good at what he does for this team. High volume receiver, like I said, guy that's just going to move the chains for you. Every time I see the ball thrown his way, like you're not like, he might drop it. I know
He
he's
got
going to
strong hands.
He's got very strong hands.
Yeah.
I know he's going to get the yards we need. Strong after the catch. Press coverage doesn't work on him. He's just so good. Great release off the line. 9 games with at least 8 receptions this season. Whatever you want to say, whether you think Michael Pittman's a wide receiver 1 or 2, not a lot of receivers are doing that. Okay, so just put some respect on those 2 today.
Respect it.
Look, Josh Downs, pretty quiet day. We got a lot of tight ends involved. Zach Moss, he was toting the rock for 19 carries, 51 yards. I was expecting a better game from Moss today because of what he did earlier this year against the Titans, where he went for 165 yards. Again, it's hard to replicate that success, but I was hoping for like an 80-yard day, something to kind of, it felt to me he was not as efficient. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. He wasn't efficient at all.
I think too. I think had we not been playing from behind the entire game, it would have been a little bit different as well. Maybe had we been up at any point, but I sometimes I like to think that once we get behind, it's just automatic. We need to try to force the ball downfield as opposed to trusting the system. So
we're down like 3 points.
We were still throwing the ball 3 out of the 4 plays. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't agree with that game plan, with that script that once you're behind, you got to start chucking the rock.
Me either. No, I hate that. Yeah.
I'm not a coach.
Yeah. I don't get paid
it's
to make
just,
that.
I disagree. What I really saw today, and like the Colts did what they did to win this game, but boy, did the Titans, how many penalties did they have?
Yeah.
It was a crazy amount of penalties. It was actually 9 penalties for 74 yards. I mean, that's almost the entire length of a football field, guys. So they like the entire length from, a kickoff, touchback to the end zone. So we caught a lot of breaks at times. There were some calls that I saw the Colts didn't get as far as getting penalties against them. But we got some good karma coming out of that Cleveland Browns game.
For sure.
I mean, the refs absolutely just destroyed us that game. So, I can't be too mad about that.
Hey, one thing I'll say about too the penalty that you just in general about us maybe not getting so many calls. I going back to what you're saying about the respect thing for Pierce. Once as Pierce continues to grow and develop in this league, he'll start to get those calls because they should have had a holding call him down in the end zone that they didn't call on that first try when we were in overtime. We could have scored. They could have called that, but they didn't. As a smaller player, it's not small as in physical, but just a smaller name player. So I'm sure they're going to let some of those, if that would have been D-Hop or somebody, they would have made sure that holding got called. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think as Pierce continues to develop and grow in this league and becomes a bigger name, he'll start to get those calls. But I'm glad to see he didn't get too worked up over it. He showed the refs, hey, man, I got held or whatever the case is, and he kept it moving. So respect that. But yeah, like you said, we can't get every call, but it is what it is. We got the dub.
I will say, it's good not talking about the offensive line to start the pod.
Yeah.
Remember that last year? Man,
yeah.
So long.
Round 27.
Yeah, Braden Smith got hurt. He's been getting banged up a lot this year, and he's kind of that. I mean, he's one of the stalwarts on this offensive line. So Blake Freeland, coming in, it's a downgrade. It's a downgrade. I mean, it's Freeland's first year. I mean, he's got to get adjusted to the NFL, but we're going to be missing Braden Smith, man.
Yeah.
I hope he gets back healthy, but like he's gonna have a knee, hip, wrist, like everything's been going wrong with him. Really sucks to see. But look, we got the dub. This was a good game. It was a good game to watch.
Yeah.
I think, we are limited in some areas of what we can do, of what our ceiling actually is, whether it's quarterback play or whatnot. It's nice to see the Colts get a win, especially against the Tennessee Titans. It really is.
Get the
Um,
sweep.
a lot of great things happen this game. A lot of things that they can work on to get better at. But overall, I'm pretty content, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like we said, man, this is just telling us how bright the future is. Like I said, I'm gonna ride the high off this season. I mean, we're undefeated in November, we're starting December off undefeated as well. We're gonna ride this high until we can't anymore. And it just gets me pumped because I know no matter what the end result, first off, we're just one game closer to the playoffs and one game closer to that 10-win season we already talked about. And two, like you said, 2024 is going to be a wild year for us. So it's just a good feeling. It's a good time to be a Colts fan. So make sure
Yeah.
y'all make sure you're still staying focused on what the end goal is.
And it's a tight wild card race right now. I would just even say playoff race because I don't think
Mhm.
anyone's cemented as the king of their respective AFC divisions. I mean, you got the Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs, Jaguars sitting atop their respective divisions, but what if the Jaguars end up losing tomorrow? It's gonna shake it up. But really, I think more realistically, it's gonna be a wild card race for us. All these wild card teams right now, they have 7 wins. The Steelers are about to lose to the Cardinals today. The Browns, we got to see what they're about to do. But the Texans, that Texans game
Mhm.
in week 17 or week 18, whatever they call it, week 18,
It's gonna be
that
wild.
that's going to be a big game for us. And it's getting closer. I know we got a lot more games before that, but I feel like that's going to be one of the most meaningful games for us this season. And Texans, they just knocked off the Broncos, who've been red hot.
Mhm.
Broncos country, let's ride. They've been killing it. I mean, they just lost on the road, but the Broncos are right there too. Yeah, man. This is a tie race.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's gonna be. I mean, like you said, that Texans game is gonna get nuts. That's gonna be the telltale sign for us. I know we got to focus on week by week, but thinking about that end goal, we got to keep that Texans game at the forefront of our mind. Can't be
Right.
sitting in the back.
Hey, well, let me know what you guys and gals think. I feel very fortunate as a Colts fan to be in this position to even see if we can even make the playoffs. It's been a minute for us, so uh let's see what happens, right, Jamal?
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Almost a 10-win season. Hey, that's going to be it for us, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Colts Cast today. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. We'll be back next time to give you some more Colts content. Take care.
Yeah, take care.